It's the end of September and the playoffs are on the horizon, so no more time to waste. We come to you from Highmark Stadium in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as the Riverhounds play host to the Charleston Battery. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us tonight, and this a big one in the Atlantic Division as we take a look at the standings. Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay, of course, still battling for the top spot in this division, while Charleston, they now have some work to do, a game in hand against Charlotte, but 10 points behind the Independents, so 3 points is an absolute must tonight against this Pittsburgh Riverhounds side. And as we go back and look at the series history so far this season, 2 games down in South Carolina, just 1 point for Charleston.
And it's going to be a huge match for this Charleston Battery team. They need 3 points. There's nothing else they need to get this to win. You see here, there's a lot of goals. There's so much talent on both sides of the ball, so I'm expecting a lot of goals here tonight, Josh.
We saw a lot of goals in the last game these two teams met on August the 6th, a 3-2 Pittsburgh win. But Charleston, they really need to get things going if they want to find themselves in the playoffs come the end of this season. And looking at this Charleston Battery attack, Claudio Repetto, 6 goals in his first 10, but 0 in his last 5.
And there is no other way to put this. He needs to have a big game. We've seen what he can do with 6 goals on the season, but there's no better time to get back on track and to get on the score sheet than tonight. So look for him to be hungry, to be active in and around that area, and for him to have a big impact for this Charleston Battery attack.
He will need to get the attack going, especially without Zico Lewis. We'll get into more of that as this match continues. On the other side, Russell Cicerone, he has had no problems finding the back of the net this season.
And what a season Russell is having. A forward who gets in such good positions. He's clever in his movement. He can score all types of goals, and he's a pure finisher that can score with both feet. If I'm a Riverhounds fan, I want Cicerone on the ball early and often, confident, and to get on the score sheet tonight.
And I'm sure Canardo Forbes will be looking to pick out Russell Cicerone tonight, as this Pittsburgh side has been in good form as of late, but coming off a loss last time out. So the Battery, they are really needing 3 points tonight on the road. The Riverhounds looking to protect their home turf. Lineups and first kick coming up next from the Steel City.
Before, you weren't able to walk very far.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes.
How are you walking now?
I'm walking 6 miles a day.
Awesome.
Getting control back is living proof. The AHN Neuroscience Institute.
Dixon still going and scoring!
With the Riverhounds Mini Flex Plan, you get 6 tickets and only pay for 5. Flex plans are 6 vouchers to use any way you want over the 2021 season. Use them all for one game or spread them out through the season. With 3 different plans starting at $90, you can choose anywhere in Highmark Stadium to cheer on the Hounds. Visit riverhounds.com/flexbooks or call 412-865-GOAL.
Oh, things just got really gusty.
You got that right. Sweet kite. Is that a dragon?
It's a dinosaur.
I really like yours, too.
Of course, the new scratch-off from the PA lottery.
That's right. Solid gold.
With top prizes of...
Wow, 250 grand.
I guess things really are looking up.
It'll blow you away. Keep on scratching.
October is coming, and so is the push to the playoffs for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. With tickets starting at just $18, you can cheer on the Hounds as they battle for first place in the Atlantic Division and home field advantage in the playoffs. It starts at home on Sunday, October 10th at Highmark Stadium, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town for a 6 p.m. showdown. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL.
Building up to first kick from Highmark Stadium here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Riverhounds playing host to the Charleston Battery. Time to look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Charleston Battery, and Coach Mike Anhauser puts out this starting 11 tonight.
And it's going to take a really good effort here from Zaragoza, Repetto, and Daly. Those 3 are the key points going forward. They need goals. They need these 3 points massively. So look for them to get involved, have good interchange, and be confident on the attack.
5 changes for the Battery tonight. On the other side, though, for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, just a pair of changes, a lot of similar names we've seen lately.
And the three-headed monster, Dixon, Forbes, Cicerone, though that is a powerhouse. Those three are massive players for this Riverhounds team, and look for Cicerone to get service, and I know he's going to be hungry to get on the score sheet tonight.
14 goals. We highlighted him in the open, and he's had a couple of game winners as well this season. So that gets us ready to go for first kick. Tonight's referee is Melvin Rivas. It is Pittsburgh in all black tonight, and the Charleston Battery in all white. It's a big one here on the riverfront tonight. The sun is setting. It is a perfect setting for some USL Championship action on this Saturday night, and we are underway, almost. We are underway from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Riverhounds and the Battery tonight. And we talked about how crucial of a game this is for the Charleston Battery coming in tonight. A game in hand on Charlotte, but 10 points behind Charlotte Independence. They have been in good form, and that was the last result for the Independents, was a 1-0 win over Pittsburgh, as an early offside flag coming up. And on the other side for Charleston Battery, we mentioned those 5 changes, maybe trying to rotate the lineup midweek against a lower team in the table in New York Red Bull 2. That's a tough team, however, and they just couldn't get the job done. The Battery 3-2. They dropped that one at home.
And it makes this match so much more important. They need these 3 points massively to keep pushing the envelope to get above that playoff line. So you know Coach Anhauser is going to will his boys to come out strong and really intense to put a mark on this game early.
And there's a look at Bob Lilly. He thought in that Charlotte game last time out, we started slow. He thought the second half a little bit better. He said overall, though, a disappointing loss. But his side pretty much played 2 different halves. So drop ball will put the ball back in play, and sportsmanship will send it back to Joe Kuzminski, making another start in goal tonight for the Battery. There's Forbes getting it out wide for Alex Dixon. Dixon now cutting in field. There's Jordan Dover, number 5 in black. He is back in the starting 11. He's kind of battled some injuries this season, but it's good to see him back out there for Bob Lilly, making just his 13th appearance on the season, 8th start overall. At that right wing back position. A lot of possession here early on for the Riverhounds. Now Forbes. And he'll bring it into the attack. Now get it out wide. Rovira crossing this in. A bit too far over everybody's head. There's A.J. Patterson battling with Wharton, and a throw in to Charleston.
And I know it's only 4 minutes in, but if you're Coach Lilly, you have to be happy with the start of this first half with your squad. The patience that they're showing so early on in this game, moving the ball left to right, not forcing anything. He wants to see more of this going forward.
Here come the Battery as 2 players collide into that board on the far side. The referee will stop play here. You could hear was the crunching of the board on the far side. Looks like an early yellow card is going to come from Melvin Rivas for Preston Kilwine.
And we'll take another look at it here. Yeah, it's just a little bit something after that to knock Zaragoza into the board. But for me, I think it's an early yellow. That's something you do not want to see if you're Preston Kilwine, to get an early yellow this early. You have to be very disciplined moving forward.
We talked about really about that back 3, as that's mostly the formation that he has deployed this season, and He said his 3 center backs have been really good back there, especially Shane Wheat, who's just been steady Eddie, as he called him. And Kilwine also in his first season here with the Riverhounds after a couple years with New York Red Bulls. Here comes the free kick. Zaracostas, and out of play. We showed you some of the highlights from the last time these two teams met in our open, and the first matchup was a 1-1 draw. Charleston scored the first goal in that match before Tommy Williamson scored just a tremendous goal to steal a point on that day in early July. And now if you're Charleston, looking back at all of those potential 3-point opportunities, the team comes back, steals a point, and that's kind of how this 10-point gap has been built between them and Charlotte Independence, who right now sit in that 4th and final playoff spot.
And it puts so much more emphasis on this game to get a massive 3 points, to come in to this Riverhounds home, which is not an easy thing to do. You know, Coach Anhauser is getting into his boys because they need this 3 points. It starts now, it's crunch time, playoff time is right around the corner. So you know they're massively in need of points.
And Bob Lilly told us this week, you can tell at this point in the season the intensity in these games ratcheting up. And he said especially this Charleston side, they'll be pushing hard for 3 points. Here's Cicerone, early ball in, all the way to the back post. Todd Wharton there to put it in. It's the opener for the Riverhounds, and a great start.
Just what a team goal this is from the Riverhounds. They needed an early start. I touched on it. The way that they were moving the ball was very patient, was very clever, very confident, and they needed just that. Look at this movement here. It starts with Dixon to come out wide to Dover. It's just been tremendously interchanged. Look at that ball again. Dixon has been very active, and of course Cicerone with a peach of a ball to find Wharton at that back post. One of the easiest goals he'll score in his career, but he will not complain. What a start to this game for the Riverhounds. You know Coach Lilly is happy with this squad.
Todd Wharton gets his 3rd goal on the season for Russell Cicerone, his 6th assist to go along with 14 goals that he has scored. So 20 goal involvements now this season for Russell Cicerone. And Todd Wharton, right place, right time. Just waiting at that back stick and able to tap that home. And we talked about how crucial of a match this is for Charleston. This is not the start that they envisioned, I'm sure.
And it's going to be really interesting to see how they respond to a goal given up within 7 minutes. Coach Anhauser is going to look at his veterans, specifically that back line, Hogan, Archer, Van Schaik, to get the composure back, to get the confidence within the team. It's not something you want to see going down so early, but it's all about the response now.
These two players collide, Archer and Cicerone. Cicerone thought he had his jersey pulled, but the whistle will go to Charleston. Fight for this loose ball. Zaracostas tracking Vitiello. Able to take that just at the edges of his 18-yard box. Now here's Forbes. Get this out wide, Rivera. Forbes back on the ball. We talked to Bob Lilly this week about Canardo Forbes, saying they've pushed him a little bit higher up the field. As this is played in behind for Cicerone. His cross deflected out. It'll be the game's first corner kick. It comes for Pittsburgh.
And that move didn't come off there, but the movement from Cicerone, that's why he's just so active, has so many goals on the year. He's making these smart little runs from inside to out, and then you see Dixon coming and crashing the box. It's a joy to watch, but it's so hard to defend if you're this battery side.
Here comes the in-swinger from Forbes towards the near post. Kuzminski able to squeeze it. This Pittsburgh side has been solid at home and on the road. 7 wins at home, 7 wins on the road. But it's when they score first that is really the big difference maker for this Pittsburgh side. 12-1-2 on the season. That only loss against Miami FC earlier this season. That was here at home. We talk about how good defensively this side is for Pittsburgh, but they have also been able to pour the goals in this season, tied for the best conversion rate in the league with Colorado Springs, who is the league leader in goals, or one of the top teams in goals. But this Pittsburgh side, they come in the 4th most goals on the season with 42. So they have been able to lock it down in the back and also put the ball in the back of the net. We'll try to do so again here with Cicerone. Turning Van Schaik all around. The cross coming in. Archer there to head it away. Griffin will keep this in. Over the top, Kuzminski, an awkward punch. Dixon gets on it. Van Schaik went to ground. Fight for this loose ball, and now it will go back to Charleston. Well, this Charleston side has been under immense pressure here in the opening 10 minutes. And of course, Charleston without Zico Lewis tonight. That is a big loss for this side. 4 goals, 9 assists. And they're without him in this attack tonight. And it's been a struggle for them to score goals as of late. Well, they did score 2 last time out, but just trying to get that attack tuned back up for this run-in where they will need to be scoring some goals.
And it's 12 minutes in, and this battery side has had trouble playing out of the back. And that's when you miss someone like Zico Lewis, who's able to have that link between that back line and the front line. So you're going to look for Crawford, Kelly to get in those holes and to find balls off of AJ Patterson, off of Hogan, Archer, to be able to connect and move the ball. We haven't seen much of that 12 minutes into this first half from this Charleston battery side.
That's the battery side that, looking at them defensively, no clean sheets in the last 4. Now you can make that 5 with the early goal here tonight from the Riverhounds. And of course, they're playing this brute of a schedule in this Atlantic division, but just 2 wins in their last 10, winless in their last 5. It's going to be an uphill battle to get back in the win column here tonight.
And one thing to keep an eye on is just a movement between Dixon, Griffin, Wharton, Forbes in that middle of the park. There's just so much movement, so much interchange. And you can see how successful this Riverhound side has been moving the ball through the middle of the park, as we see again Griffin getting on the ball.
Well, Bob Lilly talked about having the full week of training in between games. Last time out was last weekend against Charlotte. He said being able to have a full week of training, get everybody back rested and ready for the next game has been crucial for this side. And before their last loss, they were 6 games unbeaten. So they've been on a good run of form. It was actually bookend though by 2 1-0 losses against Charlotte. And it's just a beautiful night here along the river in Pittsburgh. There's Patterson, some pressure behind Kelly. Now Archer trying to break the lines. Nothing really going forward as of yet for the battery. This will run through for Vitiello.
And if I'm Coach Anheuser, I want Claudio Repetto to get on the ball a little bit more. He's been quiet 15 minutes into this game so far. He is your danger man. He is the guy you need to be confident to get on the score sheet. So look for Daly to come underneath him, Zaragoza to come underneath him and get your big strikers some touches and be confident moving into this game.
We talked with Mike Anheuser about Repetto, and he said sometimes he's drifting a bit wide, and that's why he hasn't necessarily been able to get on the ball as much, and maybe that's the reason why his goal-scoring output has gone down over these last handful of games. No goals in his last 5 appearances after 6 in his first 10.
And with a player like Zico Lewis out, there's just so much more pressure on him. As we see here, you need to see more of that, more runs in behind. It didn't quite come off, but you can just see how clever he is with his movement. And you want to get him the ball in these dangerous areas because we've seen what he can do with 6 goals and making such an impact instantly. You need to get his confidence up because he is the guy going forward for the squad.
The push to the playoffs for the Riverhounds continues at home on Sunday, October 10th, 6 p.m. when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town. Don't forget to check out the new tailgate zone, starting 2 hours before kickoff with music, as well as local foods and beers. Call 412-865-GOAL or visit riverhounds.com. That will no doubt be a big night when Tampa comes to town. That battle for the top spot in the Atlantic still up for grabs, although already an early goal for the Tampa Bay Rowdies on the road at Hartford. So 2 very similar games with similar stakes going on simultaneously with Tampa Bay and Hartford, and his Pittsburgh side and the Battery.
And this division is just so tight, especially for the Charleston Battery and the Hartford Athletic to get above that playoff line and to keep moving forward. I know that there's a big gap, 10 points between you and the next playoff spot, but you have to take the game at hand, and that's what you need to worry about. Chip away, winning 3 points at a time. So it's a really massive game here for this Battery side to get points away from home.
And Charlotte not in action today, so they can sit back, and I've talked to Mike Jeffries before about scoreboard watching, and I'm sure he's keeping an eye on these games going on here at the same time. Miami FC and Loudoun United also get going here in just a few minutes. Miami still might have a shout for one of those top 2 spots, so that's why these games, of course, important for both sides, but Pittsburgh got to watch their back just a little bit.
Having a game at home is just so huge moving into the playoffs. So you know Pittsburgh, Miami, Tampa, they're all going to fight for those top spots.
Charlotte is in action tomorrow. They'll go down to Alabama and take on Birmingham Legion. That will not be an easy one for the Independents. This will be a throw-in for Charleston as they try to get something going.
And again, you see the high press from this Riverhound squad. When they press in numbers, it makes it so much harder for this Charleston squad to get out of their defensive half. But you want to see more from Crawford sitting in that middle of the park to be able to link up. This is better from Kelly here.
Repetto, the pass was just a bit off. That'll force the turnover. Griffin. Pittsburgh getting that opening goal, they can really control this game, you'd think. Bob Lilly always looks at performance over results. That is kind of his MO.
And always coaching, isn't he?
Always coaching. And this side always so well-schooled defensively. It's going to be tough for this Battery side to break down the Riverhounds. Just 2 shots for the Battery thus far, none of them on target. And just 1 shot for Pittsburgh, and luckily for Pittsburgh and their conversion rate, which is already tops in the league, has gone in, so 1 for 1 thus far. And here comes Charleston again. Patterson providing the service. He's bouncing through. Now it comes back in, and Zeracostas lost that off his chest.
And you want to see more of that if you're a Battery fan. A.J. Patterson moving on this left flank and puts a good ball in. But in the end, it's really well defended there by a Pittsburgh Riverhound backline unit that's been very sound this season. And you touched on it, Josh. This Pittsburgh Riverhound squad is so hard to play against defensively. They're so organized.
And there's that man in the middle, number 12, Danny Griffin, who has played nearly every minute. He got subbed off in 1 match this season. And that speaks to what he means to this team for Bob Lilly. Here's Wheat. Now Forbes and Griffin. Playing right through the middle. Archer had that read to perfection. Patterson trying to get back on his feet, fend off a couple of black shirts. This will be a free kick to Charleston. Archer carrying forward. Now Kelly. Patterson lets this run out of play. Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. These two teams still will face off one more time this season at the end of October. It'll be right here in Pittsburgh. This is a Charleston side that has made the playoffs every year in the modern era, going back about a decade plus. It'll be a weird playoffs if it does not involve the Charleston Battery. Still a lot of work left to be done. So now they look into the attack again. Cross comes in looking for Repetto. Trying to play this back centrally. Daly wasn't quite in the right position. Pulling it back in. Crawford. And Van Schaik. A little shimmy there from A.J. Patterson. Playing this in. Daly on the turn, lost his footing. And this out for a goal kick.
But again, it's better from the Battery, moving the ball left to right, being patient. You're down a goal, but that does not mean you need to force things this early in a match. Moving the ball left to right, finding gaps when to exploit this Riverhound defense. And it didn't come off there, but it's better. You like to see Crawford getting on the ball more. Kelly, and with that being said, you want Zeracostas to have movement to get on the ball as well. We're 24 minutes in, and this Charleston Battery side is playing themselves into the game, and it's a joy to see so far.
Now it's Dixon. Options in the middle. And Archer there to knock this out of play. Go out for a throw-in. Dover trying to get this back and does. Gets the cross away. Archer there to meet it once more. This will be a corner kick upcoming now for the Riverhounds. Of course, it's Ganardo Forbes to stand over it for Pittsburgh.
And it's a dangerous opportunity here for the Riverhounds when you have a player like Forbes with the quality he has to look for a good ball in a dangerous area.
Looks like everybody ready now. 25 minutes gone. Here's Forbes. A lot of depth to this back post. Rovira was crashing in. Peters trying to keep it alive. Archer then straight up into the air. And finally cleared, but only as far as Jelani Peters. Trying to switch the play. Forbes. Pressure here. All the way to the end line for Hogan. He has to let this run out of play. There'll be another corner kick coming for Pittsburgh. And the pressure remains on this battery back line.
And they have to be organized. They have to be compact. They have to be tough in the tackle to not give this Riverhound side another corner and give them another opportunity at goal.
Here's the in-swinger again. Back post, Cicerone. Tapped down into the middle and put in for a second goal. This time it's the center back, Shane Wheat. It's 2-0 to Pittsburgh.
Good things happen when you put the ball in dangerous areas. Again, it's a great ball in from Forbes. And again, it's a well-timed, well-needed goal for this Riverhound squad. You see, when you have a player that has a quality like Forbes, he can put a ball on the rope, but again, it's Cicerone to play assist man. Such a cheeky header to put it across the box, and then Wheat is just first to react. He wants it more, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. Again, it's a unselfish, good team goal from the Riverhound squad. 2-0 up in the first half, and that is something you want from Coach Lilly's side.
I know this is a hockey town, and Forbes won't get the credit for the assist. He gets the hockey assist, though. He set that whole thing up on the brilliant service from the corner flag. So it's 2-0 to Pittsburgh, and we talk about the uphill battle at 1-0. Now 2-0 that Charleston is down, and they will really need to get cracking going forward.
And it's just been so lackadaisical, so unorganized, not intense enough for this Charleston battery back line. That's the second time that someone has got the ball in on your back post and has an easy tap in goal. If you're Coach Anhauser, you're not going to be happy with the lack of organization from your side. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this battery side responds now. They're down 2-0 within 30 minutes of the first half. It's not something you want to see, but now you have to be on the front foot, go at the game. But with that being said, you have to be very organized in the back, because this Riverhound side will make you pay if you have any openings.
That's the first goal of the season for Shane Wheat. Not his first career goal. He did score one goal last year for Loudon. A 2-2 draw with Hartford Athletic. We talked to Bob Lilly about Shane Wheat. He started his college career in Akron playing for the Zips, then came here to Pittsburgh in that program that has really started to spark here in the past couple of seasons. Finished out his college career there, went into the pros with Loudon for a couple seasons, and now finds himself here in Pittsburgh, and he has had quite the debut season here with the Riverhounds. His 27th appearance comes tonight, his 24th start. He's been a crucial part of this back line for Bob Lilly. Here he is to cover, doing his defensive duties quite well. Over the top for Dixon. Out of the way by Archer.
Good ball there to find Daly between the pockets.
He'll try to spring Zaracostas into the attack down the right. Takes it all the way towards the corner flag. Weaving through, gets the cross away. It's a corner kick coming for Charleston. That a little bit better.
Yeah, it was better, but it's a great ball in to find Daly, and he does tremendously well to turn away from pressure to find Zaracostas. And what about that little footwork on the end line to win a corner for his squad? You want to get more into the attack now for the battery, and this is a big opportunity here on a dead ball piece.
Robbie Crawford. Crawford sends this in towards the near post. It's a missed header. Kelly. And now Van Schaik. Send it back out wide for Robbie Crawford, who's still over there. Kelly again. Will drive this out to Patterson. Always dangerous on that left foot. This time he'll come with the right. And Wheat there with the defensive header. And Cicerone trying to get forward, a whistle. It looked like that was going to be a promising attack, and yes, a yellow card for Robbie Crawford.
Yeah, and Crawford knows what he's doing. If he does not put this challenge in on Cicerone, they're off to the races with Dixon to his left. It's a professional foul and one that is needed from Robert Crawford to end a Riverhounds attack going forward.
And I stand corrected on the Canardo Forbes hockey assist. They actually credited him with an assist as well. So 2 assists on the goal. 1 to Cicerone and 1 to Forbes. Not going to argue with that one bit.
No, he deserves. With a player like that has so many assists, it's something you do not want to give this Riverhounds any dead ball opportunities.
So 2 players for Pittsburgh get to 7 assists on the season here tonight, in Forbes and Cicerone. This will be a free kick for Charleston. And these final few minutes in this first half, so important if they can try to pull one back. Really give them some positive vibes going into that halftime locker room.
You see, it's just so stagnant. There's not movement going in front of Hogan. You see he has his head up and it is not able to find a pass, so he just plays it sideways. Sorry, Van Schaik, but you want someone to be in front of them, having movement, showing for the ball, showing that they want the ball. We see Repetto here, it's better.
Patterson, that's this out of play, was under pressure from Dover. Here's Kilwine. Pittsburgh here will reset at the back. Now trying to go quick over the top. Archer had that read again. Lofted over the top for Zaracostas. And this knocked away. Now Patterson will take this on, and Vitiello has to push this aside. Big save there from Vitiello. Something out of nothing from A.J. Patterson turns into a corner kick.
A bit ambitious, but when you have quality and talent like A.J. Patterson, he's been very active tonight. Why not and it's a really well-struck ball that's bending away, and in the end, what a save this is from Vitiello. But again, you love the confidence from A.J. Patterson to pull up from this range.
Some English on it coming towards Vitiello, who did well. Now a Charleston corner kick from Crawford, put into a good area, and that's another goal for the Battery. They pull one back. It's Leland Archer, his second goal in as many games, and there's a lifeline for the Battery.
Big-time players step up when needed. Archer is a massive player for this Charleston Battery squad. Not known as a goal scorer, but the last 2 games, he will prove you different. It's a peach of a ball in from Crawford. But what about this header? Just gets up in front of everyone and has the technique and the whereabouts to know where that goal is, to sneak that into that near post by Vitiello. This is a huge goal for this Battery side going into the dressing room. They have been lacking ideas going forward, but that man right there put the team on his back to bring them back in this game.
His second of the season, second in as many games, and it all started from just that long shot out of nothing from A.J. Patterson. You get the corner kick and you convert. I'm sure Mike Anhauser will love to see just that. And talking about Leland Archer, we talked to Mike Anhauser about him this week. Says he's really growing every game as a leader. And he said stepping in for Jared Van Schaik when he was out due to injury was crucial for some of his development as a leader on this Charleston side. And he comes up with a big goal for the Battery when they really needed it.
So look for this Charleston Battery squad to feed off of that confidence. A.J. Patterson pulling up from 30, 40 yards, and now it ends up with a goal. So look for them to get more confident going into the dressing room this last 9 minutes plus into this half. And it's going to be really interesting to see how the Riverhounds respond now.
Kelly, they try to go quick here. Peters had other ideas. Pick out the run of Cicerone. Crawford. Hugh Daly. Sent all the way downfield and cleared out of play. Well, the Riverhounds have added premium suites for 2021, exclusive and private suites with premium menu options. Check out the balcony that overlooks all the action and a majestic view of Pittsburgh skyline. You can visit riverhounds.com or call the box office at 412-865-GOAL. Rolled into a good area. Zerakostas on the cross. Head of the way by Peters, and Dixon. Failed clearance there. Allows Patterson to get back on the ball, put his left foot through it to the back post. Maybe a push in the back. It stays in here. Clipped up for Repetto, who tries to bring this down. Now it's Kelly, but Wharton came over defensively. Patterson will keep this in. Again, driving it in. Another header to put it away.
And you can see this Battery side coming alive, putting balls in dangerous areas. But every question they've asked of this Riverhounds back line, they have answered. You see Preston Kilwin coming up huge with that header.
And that's a river ball. There's a walking path, train tracks, and then the river. There's not a whole lot of room on the far side.
Rumor has it you're taking your yacht out after the game to find the ball.
Yes, that might happen if I had a yacht. Pressure. Peters just ran out of room. Zerakostas does well. Throw into Charleston.
And you want that energy from your first line. Zerakostas, that energy is going to be infectious throughout the team. We've seen what the goal from Archer has done to this Battery squad. So look for them to keep putting balls in the attack and dangerous areas. And this man has been very active, A.J. Patterson, so far in this first half.
Dixon motoring forward. Cicerone up ahead. He's able to get it to him. Good defensive play by Van Schaik. Well, this much better from the battery ever since that goal went in. Ooh, the tides have turned in this game. Patterson trying to switch the play and taken away in the middle by Dixon. Weren't really numbers there, but Forbes with a rare turnover. Daly taken off the ball by Griffin.
And you can just see how important Danny Griffin is for this Riverhound squad. To cover the ground, to put out any fires, and to be that shield in front of that back three. It's impressive to see the growth he's had for this Riverhound squad and how important he is.
That was friendly fire as Cicerone fired that off the face of Dixon. He goes down for just a moment. He'll need a moment to collect himself. Let's go back and look at this.
Yeah, those are never fun. Don't know much about it, just unlucky to get hit, and hopefully he's able to continue, and hopefully he's okay.
Dixon's been such a crucial part to this team this season. Went through a 3-game stretch where he scored 5 goals earlier this summer. And overall, 8 goals and 7 assists. His first season with Pittsburgh after a couple with Hartford. Of course, spent some time with the Rochester Rhinos under Bob Lilly. The Battery are out here with a new kit for the road featuring their hometown. And you know, I've always heard Charleston is an amazing place to visit in the fall. I'm sure these Pittsburgh fans tonight might be thinking the same thing for a quick fall getaway. We heard the best place to start is explorecharleston.com. I like how that's just nice and simple. It's not a it's not a big logo thrown on the front. It looks nice and clean. Dixon still talking with the training staff. I hope he is able to continue here tonight.
And you touched on it earlier. He's so important to this Riverhound squad. Does not only score goals, but has assists as well. So it's going to be a big loss if he's not able to keep going in this match.
Looks like Dixon coming back on, so that is good news for the Riverhounds. The last few minutes before halftime. Pittsburgh raced out to a 2-0 advantage before Charleston pulled one back through Leland Archer. Big center back. A couple of center back goals in this game, both on corner kicks. Shane Wheat scored one for Pittsburgh. Now here's Dixon. Cross comes in, Archer there to meet it. Rovira for Griffin. Rovira with the giveaway. And Griffin there to slide in and win it back at a great area. Wharton now into the middle. Cicerone on the turn has it blocked. Talking about Danny Griffin, we've seen what he's been able to do in just winning the ball back in those good areas, but in his college career, he was more of a 10. He was playing higher up the field. In his career at Providence College, 13 goals, 6 assists over 80 starts for the Friars. Got drafted by Columbus, but has found a nice spot here with Bob Lilly and Pittsburgh, and he's moved a little bit farther back in the midfield. He still has that quality going forward when needed.
And he's a player I played against at my time at Creighton. I have firsthand evidence how good he was going forward, scoring big goals against us. Hate to say it, but he was a tremendous player, and you can just see the quality he has, be able to move back a line and still be able to dictate and be just so important and so instrumental for this Riverhound squad. Just speaks miles about his talent. And you know, Coach Lilly was a huge fan and just raving about him when we asked about him on the call.
We said he's only been subbed off the field one time this year. He has started every single game.
And you just see the quality there to win the ball back, to skip away from a couple tackles, and to find the vision, to find that pass into Dixon.
It's 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Stay tuned for halftime. We'll get you caught up on scores around the league and some action from the midweek. There was plenty of good action. Maybe more from Pittsburgh here. Dixon, back heel for Griffin. Tries to center this ball. Deflected out, corner kick, Pittsburgh.
And again, Dixon and Griffin are combining, are hooking up in and around this penalty area. But just look at the movement from Griffin. To have the confidence and the awareness to see that run when there's nothing going is top class. And then obviously the skill from Dixon, you cannot teach it. But again, these guys have been so impactful in this first half for the Riverhound squad.
Forbes again. Scored on these before tonight. Dixon back into the middle. He scored a similar goal in this game. Just like that. This time doesn't quite come off.
And if you're the battery, you have to be better in your back line defending set pieces. That is the second time in a row a corner kick has found the head of an opposing player on that back post. So you're looking at the leaders like Archer, Van Schaik in that back line to clean that up and be organized.
Dixon couldn't keep that in play. And that should pretty much bring us to the end of this first half. I'd assume Bob Lilly would be the happier of the two managers, but there have to be some promising signs here from Charleston.
And it's a huge goal from Archer. Not only the way it was scored, but the timing of it. Going into halftime, instead of being down 2-0, you're down 2-1 now. You have that lifeline to be able to find that second goal. So look for this battery side to come out in the second half, guns blazing and trying to get an equalizer.
So we have reached halftime here from the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and a lot to play for come the second 45 minutes. Two very well-taken goals from the Riverhounds. The Battery were able to pull one back, and it's an exciting second 45 minutes upcoming. Stay tuned for halftime. It's Pittsburgh 2. It's Charleston 1.
October is coming, and so is the push to the playoffs for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. With tickets starting at just $18, you can cheer on the Hounds as they battle for first place in the Atlantic Division and home field advantage in the playoffs. It starts at home on Sunday, October 10th at Highmark Stadium, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town for a 6 p.m. showdown. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL.
Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
My name is Shay, and I have a condition that I take a medication that's made out of human plasma.
Hi, Shay. Welcome to BioLife. We take the generous gift of these donors in order to make these therapies. We make it safe, fast, and easy.
You know, you're compensated for your time while you're coming in and donating.
I just really wanted to thank you for your donation because y'all do change lives. Y'all really do. And I'm thankful for that.
Halftime here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania and Highmark Stadium, Charleston Battery, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Another busy week across the USL Championship. Let's see what Devin Kerr has on this week's edition of The Dish.
32 games in a season. This is week 22, which means it's starting to heat up. The final quarter pole as we round the back stretch. Charleston Battery, the only team to make the playoffs every year in its modern inception. That's 2011, and you go back, they are trailing in that race, and they are trailing here, 1-0. Sergeant Goma, 16 years old, great goal. Jake LaCava, 11 goals in 39 appearances. When you score 33% of the time, I'm no math major, but that sounds pretty good to me. 2-0 Red Bull, but there's some fight left in. The battling Anhauser's on the back post, Bunting. What a great story he is. Charleston native, USC upstate, now Battery. I think that's what they call homegrown cooking, and it's 2-1. But then Jeremy Raffanello, big Penn State guy over here. We are up 3-1, Red Bull 2. Leland Archer hits this with fury into the back of the net. What do I always say? Too little, too late. Charleston Battery 10 points behind in the Atlantic Division. Game in hand, though. Keep an eye out. An important one. Charlotte Independence are not dark horses. They are not sleepers. They are good if they can stay healthy and they can rotate and score goals like this. Gabriel Oberton, Manchester United, Newcastle United, Charlotte Independence. That all makes sense to me. 1-2-3, USL Championship, second Division United States, doing what he does. Up 1-0. This is one of the best goals you're going to see all week. It's just in the wrong net. My apologies, Palacios. My apologies, Miami. My kudos, Charlotte Independence. 3 points, that's 4 in a row. They are now in 4th place in the Atlantic Division, closing in on Miami. They control their destiny for 3rd. Austin FC. Oh, all my Austin fans, we know what's going on in this game, right? El Paso Locomotive. Pino. Stefano Pino. First goal of the season. What a great time for that to occur against one of the best, possibly the best, maybe not the best, could be the best. We'll see how this ends out. El Paso Locomotive. Oh, Diego Luna. He's ahead of schedule. 18 years of age. 6 goals, 4 assists, and 22 appearances. Again, no math major, but those numbers add up. And this team just has a fight within them. Josue Aron puts them up 2-1, but so does Austin. Guadarrama in his return. The boys in black are back. 2-2. They maintain the 4th spot in the Mountain Division. Dear Lord, what is going on in the USL Championship? Johnny Rodriguez, as I say, apologies necessary. What a bike this is. Gets them out in front. San Diego Loyal goes down 1-0. If they're losing, that means Oakland is winning, and Oakland is fighting for that final spot within the Pacific Division. No one told Colin Martin that he wasn't supposed to score goals like this. I actually think this goal's better. You may think I'm crazy. Watch this thing skip up off the deck, outside of the foot, upper corner, calls his shot, hits it out of the park, sits down, apologizes, has a meal, a cup of tea, and then this happens. Yeah, that's a penalty. Can't do it. Score on one end, give it up on the other. Jose Hernandez, 63rd minute. Oakland Roots get it to 2-1. They do sit in the 4th spot in the Pacific Division. Week 22. What could be in week 23? We'll see you out there.
So a lot of good action around the USL Championship. Hoping for the same here in this second half. Halftime is rolling on from Pittsburgh.
Today, as you step onto the field, as you defend and attack, as you move swift, quick, like you were made for this, know that you do not do so alone. With each step, you run with all of the women before you and all of the women that will come after you. A stampede of mujeres blazing a trail on fire. Time cannot catch you. Para ti no existen los límites. You come from women that transformed pain into victory. Women that accepted impossible as a challenge. A challenge is brought to you and you do not turn away. Your journey today awaits you and you do not step down. You step into your purpose. You step strong, con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Iggy and tees it up. What a strike! And what a goal! Hartford has a goal!
His right-footed shot, and it's in! Knocked away. Looking for Para. Could fall for an opportunity here. The shot comes in! Oh, it's brilliant!
Have you heard about the new Tailgate Zone at Highmark Stadium? The Tailgate Zone is located just outside of the Highmark Stadium West Gate for all remaining 2021 home matches starting 2 hours before kickoff. You can hang out pregame through halftime of Hounds home games and enjoy local brews and drinks, local food trucks, and music as part of the match day festivities. Visit Riverhounds.com for more information or call 412-865-GOAL.
Back here in Pittsburgh, a chance for the youngins to take to the field here at halftime. And it's been, of course, a busy time in the USL Championship as this season starting to wind down. Look at news and notes from around the league, and the USL Super League will launch in 2023, Division II Women's League. And Mishi Galina, he has been so exciting to watch this season. He goes to LAFC, and Sebastian Guenzati, Player of the Week.
So much talent. Michi Galina going to LAFC, tremendous opportunity for him. But what can you say about Guenzati? The Tampa Bay Rowdies are clicking on all cylinders. They are tremendous in this Atlantic Division.
So 2 goals against Atlanta United 2 last Saturday, and as we look at the scoreboard, how about 2 more goals for Sebastian Guenzati tonight against Hartford?
And that's another game that you have to keep an eye on in this Atlantic Division. Hartford is fighting for that 4th playoff spot, but that's not how you're going to get there. You need to turn it around and get a lot of goals in that second half to pick up a big 3 points.
And of course, Charlotte taking down Miami on Wednesday, and just getting set out west, Colorado Springs and Austin Bold FC, an interesting one in the Mountain Division. Upcoming tomorrow, 4 games for you, and Charlotte in action against Birmingham. That should be an intriguing one, and I think you have your eye on OKC Indy 11, huh?
It's going to be a good game. Lucky enough to be on the call for that one, so tune in. But I'm expecting a lot of goals, a lot of firepower. There's just so much talent on those 2 teams, OKC Energy and Indy 11.
Both those sides fighting for playoff spots in the Central Division, so it's coming down to the wire in many of these divisions across the USL Championship, and that is all you can ask for. So we are getting set for the second half. You'll see a different set of players out there on the field when we come back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, things just got really gusty.
You got that right. Sweet kite. Is that a dragon?
It's a dinosaur.
I really like yours, too.
Of course, the new scratch-off from the PA Lottery.
That's right. Solid gold.
With top prizes of...
Wow, 250 grand.
I guess things really are looking up.
It'll blow you away. Keep on scratching.
October is coming, and so is the push to the playoffs for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. With tickets starting at just $18, you can cheer on the Hounds as they battle for first place in the Atlantic Division and home field advantage in the playoffs. It starts at home on Sunday, October 10th at Highmark Stadium, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town for a 6 p.m. showdown. Visit Riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL.
Before, you weren't able to walk very far.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes.
How are you walking now?
I'm walking 6 miles a day.
Awesome.
Getting control back is living proof. The AHN Neuroscience Institute.
Have you heard about the new tailgate zone at Highmark Stadium? The tailgate zone is located just outside of the Highmark Stadium West Gate for all remaining 2021 home matches starting 2 hours before kickoff. You can hang out pregame through halftime of Hounds home games and enjoy local brews and drinks, local food trucks, and music as part of the match day festivities. Visit riverhounds.com for more information or call 412-865-GOAL.
It is nighttime here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's 2-1 to the Riverhounds over the Battery, getting set.
From Archer to be able to find that near post.
So as we look at the halftime stats, not a lot of shots, and you've had to be pretty clinical in this game to score.
Both teams, especially the Riverhounds, are so sound defensively. And if you're the Charleston Battery, you need to get your players on the ball more daily. Sierrakosas, find Repetto, who's been very quiet in that first half, because you need goals. Goals give you wins, wins give you points, and you need points going into playoffs to get into that playoff position.
There's a look at Heinz Field, just down the river from where we are here at Highmark Stadium. Of course, the lights on at the stadium. They will be hosting the Bengals tomorrow. This, I guess, just the appetizer for that tomorrow, huh?
Just a little pregame, but there's a lot of action to be had in the second half, so get ready.
And one sub to tell you about, it is DZ Harmon, who has come on for Charleston, and it is Patrick Hogan, the one who has made way. So just that one sub here at halftime for the Battery as the second half is underway with Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for joining us. And an attack on early for the Battery, and Vitiello makes a big save. Daly was clearing on goal.
And it's just a simple ball over the top from Archer. It's not dealt with fine, but if you're Daly, you need to be able to put that in the back of the net to start off that second half. You can't ask for anything better. But what a save that is from Vitiello to keep this game and to keep their lead intact. But you have to wake up if you're the Riverhounds. You cannot let Charleston creep back into this game.
When you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, what is going through your mind at that point? Are you trying to read him, or are you trying to just kind of do your own thing?
For me, you have to do your own thing. You don't have time to think about anything else. You have to make a decision to put that by him. If you're going to dribble him, you dribble him. If you're going to chip him, you chip him. And you just have to have confidence in that situation.
It looked like he tried to go with the outside of his right foot. Didn't quite work out there for Nicu Daly, but if you're Charleston, you have to like that coming right out of halftime and on the front foot.
And you can just tell the energy for this Battery side, the interchange. You see Crawford getting on the ball, Kelly coming into the middle of the park. It's just more lively than we saw in that first half.
Here's Harmon, who was tripped up just onto the field. Another one of those local players from Coastal Carolina University. The Chanticleer's 21st appearance on the season and his 12th off the bench. He's been A good addition to this side at 24 years of age. 2 goals, 2 assists for Harmon. And a set piece now coming for the Battery. Crawford. First time cross was blocked down. Kelly back on it. Almost an errant pass, but able to play this back to Joe Kuzminski. If you're Charleston in this second half, what are you looking for? How do you get this equalizing goal to get back level?
More of what you've done the first 4 minutes in. You can see it's just so much more fluid into that midfield with the likes of Kelly and Crawford understanding each other's movement. But then you want the big man up top, number 18, Repetto, to get on the ball more. You need your striker full of confidence, especially in a game like this where 3 points is needed. It's a must. So look for them to get him on the ball more, get his confidence, and get him in dangerous areas.
11 wins, 1 loss, and when they're leading at half, 1 draw. So 11-1-1. And they have gone into the locker room, Pittsburgh, with the advantage. Let's see if they can close this one out and grab 3 more points, try to keep pace with Tampa, even though they have a couple games in hand at the top of this Atlantic Division. Still important to try to put some pressure on them. And of course, got to fend off Miami. As this ball played through by Forbes as it runs out of play.
And that was a cheeky little ball there from Forbes. A little no look. Unfortunate enough, Dixon was not ready, was not on the same wavelength that we rarely say from those two. But again, I don't know what Coach Anhauser and Coach Lilly said to their squad, but there's just a different sense of energy coming out of the break. The tempo is a lot higher because you know these two teams know what's at stake, especially this Battery squad. You know they need to go and take the game to the Riverhounds and get a goal in.
It seems like with Harmon coming on for one of those 3 center backs, maybe trying to inspire the side to get into the attack a bit more like this, as Zaracostas is crashed into by Wheat, and it runs out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and it's a hard challenge here from Wheat. But it's a clean one, and you can tell those two, they want this game. Both teams want it because they know what's at stake.
The push to the playoffs for the Riverhounds continues at home on Sunday, October 10th at 6 p.m. when the Rowdies come to town. Don't forget to check out the new tailgate zone starting 2 hours before kickoff with music as well as local foods and beers. Call 412-865-GOAL or visit riverhounds.com. A whistle and a foul. Referee Melvin Rivas was quick to blow that dead. Forbes for Dixon. Another block cross and another corner kick coming for the Riverhounds. It'll be the 5th of the match for the home side, first in the second half.
And look for this Battery squad to be organized. I would imagine Coach Anhauser got into the boys to tell them they need to clean it up in the back and not give players free headers in and around their 6-yard box. So something to keep an eye on.
Comes the corner kick. Rovira was at the back post. Griffin clips this back forward. Wharton takes it. Rovira curling in. Only one black jersey to aim for, and Kuzminski grabs it and will look to distribute quick. Cicerone able to find the space for Rovira. Caught up by DZ Harmon. He gives it to Kilwine. And a throw into Charleston. It's the Battery who are trying to snap a 5-game winless run. Their last win coming against New York Red Bulls 2 back on August 20th, a 3-2 win for the Battery. Only 2 wins over their last 10 matches. It's been a tough run of form. But trying to get something going here in the last month and change of this season. A collision back behind the ball as Patterson was cutting in field. Referee was right on top of it as play continues. Another throw-in coming for Pittsburgh. About 10 minutes gone so far in this second half. Charleston knocking on the door, trying to find that equalizer.
And one difference that we've seen 10 minutes in, that Charleston is pressing with numbers. You see Daly getting into the press. Zarakozas has been involved in some tackles early on. Daly as well. That's something we didn't see in this first half. Charleston had a deeper line, but keep an eye on them to see if they can win a ball back in a dangerous opportunity and have a goal-scoring chance. It's a great tackle there from Griffin again.
He's been all over the place tonight. Now trying to spring Alex Dixon into the attack. It's Alex Dixon for Pittsburgh into side netting. Good job by Kuzminski to close down that angle.
And again, you can just see the impact that Griffin has to win that ball and to find Alex Dixon making that run. But at the end, it's a great effort from Dixon. We've seen him score some tremendous goals, so you would like to see him put Kuzminski under a little bit more pressure. But again, it's good signs for the Riverhounds to find that ball in behind.
He scored a similar goal earlier this year against Hartford. Just not able to find the frame of goal on that attempt. And you could hear the shout from the Charleston bench, keep them in. And going back to your point, that pressure has been there from the Battery in this second half. Here's Repetto. McHugh. Leland Archer. Flicked along by Repetto. Zaracostas tried to control. Crawford. It's an appeal for handball. It'll go uncalled. Now the whistle blows. The referee wants it a bit farther back as Charleston tried to go quickly. And they'll still go quick.
And one change I should say another change that this Battery squad has done. They're dropping Crawford a little deeper so he can get on the ball. We see here, be able to find those gaps, to have that quality in that line deeper, to find the gaps between lines of this Riverhounds back line, and that is something that was lacking in that first half. It was a little bit too stagnant. Well, there was someone finding a gap to be able to turn, or having someone find that pass. With Crawford there, he's able to pin springboard players, and it's going to be really interesting to see the impact that has going into that second half.
Here's Harmon, dispossessed, throw in Battery. And Forbes a bit shaken up here as he tries to rejoin the play. Crawford putting this in the middle. Another appeal for handball. Wharton trying to go quick, and the flag just as quick to come up for offside.
And while the Charleston Battery are pushing up and pressing more, they have to be very aware of the likes of Dixon, of Cicerone, that we've seen 2 times now. Obviously that was offside, but they're able to find those runs in behind. So look for the likes of Harmon, McHughes, who's pushed back the line, and Van Shake to be organized when they're on the press.
Griffin under more pressure, and now Preston Kilwine. Rovira. Get all those white jerseys back defending, and that front 3 trying to put some pressure on the back line of Pittsburgh. Trying to go over the top. It's Canardo Forbes. Forbes slides this in. Dover making the run. This does stay in play. Griffin up ahead for Forbes again. Crawford had to make a touch. It's out of play to Pittsburgh. Well, 2 clubs battling over the Atlantic Division's final playoff spot takes center stage when the USL on ESPN continues. Charlotte Independence travels north to Dillon Stadium to take on Hartford Athletic Thursday, September 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. And updating you on Hartford Athletic, still down 2-0 to the Rowdies. First half brace from Sebastian Guanzati. Reflecting over to this near side, picked up by Rovira, curling in, and Shake there to meet it. Griffin was bumped. Here's Kelly. Drive-in field. Eric McHugh. A lot of patience here for the Battery as they still trying to come forward for that equalizer. Wharton and Wheat, the 2 goals for Pittsburgh, and Archer was able to cut the deficit in half in the 35th minute. Dixon was upended. He wanted a whistle. Didn't come. And Charleston back on the ball. Harmon. Played down the line. Trying to turn the corner is Patterson. He did well to earn his side a corner kick. And Peters did just as well to slide in and deflect it out of play.
And it's really good work here from the Charleston battery, not to force it, to find that ongoing run of A.J. Patterson, who again has been lively on that left-hand side for the battery. But at the end, it's really well defended there by Peters.
It's Robbie Crawford. There's the in-swinger. Never got by the first man, and the volley is skied out of play. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the app. Forbes. Patterson. Crawford trying to come through the middle. Forbes picks this up. Not a whole lot of attacking threat from the Riverhounds in this second half. You feel like one more goal, though, from Pittsburgh could really kill the spirit of this battery side. Kilwine for Rovira. Rovira. Cicerone. Forbes. Looking for an option. Rovira. Long spell of possession here from Pittsburgh. What can they make of it?
And it's really mature movement from this Riverhound squad to be patient. But again, it comes to nothing because of this battery press, and they've been so good in the second half, getting at and making it very hard for this Riverhound squad to have anything going forward.
McHugh. And now it's Archer. Switching the play for Patterson. It's cleared out of play. It might be another river ball. Rovira stepped in, committed the foul, free kick to Charleston. And these are the ones you have to take advantage of, and Mike Anhauser talked about set pieces being important against this Pittsburgh side, and a yellow card to Danny Rovira.
And it's a really clever play from Harmon. Just look at this first touch to beat his man And Rivera just gets in front of him. But again, it's really cheeky and really smart from DZ Harmon. First to have that great first touch to beat the man, but when he feels a little bit of contact, he just goes down to win a dangerous free kick for this Battery side.
Crawford stands over this, whips it in, goalkeeper stays on his line! Back post is Repetto, and Charleston is back level from 2-0 down to 2-2. There's life for the Battery.
Again, it's a tremendous ball from Crawford, who's been magnificent in the second half, getting on the ball, pulling the strings. And that man right there, a sigh of relief. Look at this ball from Crawford, but it's just a striker's instinct to be lurking around that back post, and it's an easy header there. You needed him to get going, and what a impact goal that is from the danger man Repetto. You know he's happy. You know Coach Inhauser is going to will his team to get a third in the second half.
His first goal in over a month, and that comes at a great time for Claudio Repetto, the Italian. Another local player from Coastal Carolina, where he played for the Chanticleers. There's the ball that Repetto just took. I don't know what the reasoning was on that. And the flag now coming up for offside. But we talked with Mike Inhauser this week, and he said really putting together a full 90 minutes is so important. And maybe you take away that first half hour going down 2-0. But since then, since that second goal went in, there seemed to be some sort of fire that's been lit under that.
And I think it just comes, it might not seem like from much, but that shot from A.J. Patterson, to be able to look around and say, hey, he's confident, why can't we be confident? It comes in with the goal from Archer. And now you see in the second half, they've taken this game to the Riverhounds. They've been on the front foot, impressing from that front line, being confident on the ball. So it's going to be really interesting to see the last 20 minutes.
And this deflects just out of play. And Daly will be down for just a moment. And that one has got to hurt, but it was almost a moment of glory there for Nikhil Daly.
But again, it comes from the press from Daly to put Vidiello under some pressure, because they've been on the front foot all second half. Again, you love to see the effort. Unlucky enough not to get hit. Those are never fun. But let me tell you, Vidiello has to have a sigh of relief that that ball does not end up in the back of his net.
Couple of nervy moments here for Vitiello. On the second goal there, it seemed to be caught in no man's land, and there, that could have been a crucial mistake for the Riverhounds. So 20 minutes to go. And with the game starting to wind down in this season, there are not many more opportunities for the Battery, especially with a 10-point gap they need to make up, even though it'll be a game in hand still with Charlotte. They've got to find 3 points here tonight some way, somehow. And there, a foul on Cicerone. Free kick to Charleston. Riverhounds fans, mini flex plans are 6 undated vouchers to use any way you want over the 2021 season to catch the Hounds in action. Use them all for one game or spread them out through the season. They're on sale now, and plans start at $90. Call the box office at 412-865-GOAL. Dixon leads the break. Cut off by Van Schaik. Throw in Charleston.
And it's a big moment for the Riverhounds. They're magical players. Dixon, Forbes, Griffin in the middle of the park, especially to be able to recoup their team, get their confidence back going, get the ball moving, to get players touches. Cicerone needs to get more involved. So look for those guys to kind of calm down this Riverside squad and to get them playing again like they know they can.
Head for Forbes, advantage being played as Wharton went down. Cross comes in, last ditch clearance, Rovira out of play. Maybe a little bit of pressure there from behind. Kuzminski's going quickly, though, for Charleston. Crawford is brought down. Harmon couldn't get there quick enough. Kilwine gives it away. Bob Lilly talked about the intensity starting to pick up in these games. You can really feel it now, especially with the side as desperate as Charleston is for 3 points.
And these last 18 minutes plus are going to be really interesting, and they're going to ask a lot of questions of this Riverhounds back line. Expect a lot of balls to be put into the box and have a lot of questions asked of Kilwine, Wheat, Peters, Vidiello, because this team is desperate for a result. They need to get a goal if they want to keep their season alive moving into the playoffs.
Battle between Archer and Cicerone. All over the top for Daly. Wheat trying to clear this away. Comes all the way into the corner. Has it go out of play for a throw-in. Substitution here for Charleston. That'll be the end of the road for tonight for Nikiu Daly. It'll be Josh Penn, the loanee from Inter Miami, who will come on. Just 1 goal this season, and a really interesting prospect that will get a chance here for the final 16 minutes.
Yeah, and a player that Coach Anhauser raved about when I asked him on a call this week, a player that has the quality, that has the talent, and now you just need the numbers. You need productivity, and what a better opportunity to do that here in a game when your team needs you the most. So look for him to get on the ball, to be confident, and to have a big impact.
Tiello had to get rid of that quick as he was under pressure. Backheel from Dixon, it goes right to Kelly. Pittsburgh yet to make a substitution. And you wonder if maybe some of that is due to the fact that they did not have a midweek game, so everybody as fresh as can be at this point in the season. Repetto. Next up for Pittsburgh, a trip to Miami. That'll be an interesting fixture between those two sides. You can see 2 subs preparing for Pittsburgh. The next possible moment. Penn up ahead for Kelly. Still bouncing around. Wharton knocked out of play. And the referee will stop play as those 2 subs will come on now. Luis Perez along with Anthony Velarde. It'll be Todd Wharton to make way along with Jordan Dover. And of course, Todd Wharton, the goal scorer already tonight for the Riverhounds. He had the opener tonight. His 3rd goal on the season. Looked a lot like this.
And probably one of the better, easiest finishes for him, but he won't ask any questions. Great impact goal for his squad.
Long cross coming in and overshoots everybody and out of play. A new era of Division II professional women's soccer begins in 2023 with the introduction of the USL Super League. Head over to uslsoccer.com/USL Super League to learn more. Dixon on the turn. Ahead for Cicerone. He scored some big goals this year. This time for Velarde, and it's saved by Kuzminski.
You can just see the understanding between Alex Dixon and Russell Cicerone. But then to have the composure of Cicerone to pick up his head and put a peach of a ball to find Velarde. At the end, it's a good header, but not enough to beat Kuzminski. And if you're the Charleston Battery, you have to be careful and not be complacent and fall asleep. You have to have an eye on Cicerone, on Dixon at all times.
Push in the back from Wheat. Another heavy challenge comes in from behind from Jelani Peters. Talking to with the referee.
And it's a strong challenge here from Peters, just coming through the back of Repetto. He knows what he's doing. But Repetto has been more active in the second half, holding up the ball for this Battery squad. And here's another good opportunity for this Battery squad to put the ball in a dangerous area.
Scored on 2 set pieces already tonight. Vitiello comes off his line, just able to get a knuckle on that to push it away. And Penn does well to keep this in. Penn on the turn and finds some space. Close down quickly. Throw in. DZ Harmon will come over for this one. Looks like looking for that long throw in. Put into a good area, but it was cleared away. And Dixon tried to race away, where he was cut off. You can hear Bob Lilly's interpretation of that no call. Bob Lilly in conversation with the 4th official. His head of the long in the middle! Charleston scores! It's Claudio Repetto! From 2-0 down to 3-2 up, the Battery won't say die!
And you love to see the fight from this Battery squad. This goal comes from maybe nothing, a ball that comes in, but just the quality prevails from that man right there, Claudio Repetto. He needed a big game, and he's having a brace tonight when his team needs him most to put the ball in the back of the net, not once, but twice. And again, it's just him being on his toes, him being active in and around the box, the first to react, and then it's a clinical finish to find that far post and to beat Vitiello. It's a yellow card for taking off his shirt, but he will not care. When you have a brace in a match like this, well done. You needed a big game, and yes, you have gotten a big game from that man right there.
It's a brace for Claudio Repetto. We talked about it coming in. 6 goals in his first 10, 0 goals over his last 5 appearances. And all of a sudden, Charleston, they have come back from 2-0 down to take a 3-2 lead. What a match. And it all turned on that second Pittsburgh goal. You could just really feel the momentum changing. And Charleston has completely flipped the script. And Bob Lilly still talking with the 4th official. That can just be probably some frustration from this Pittsburgh side. You can see it.
I do not think he's happy, but again, this Riverhound squad has found fairly difficult to get any movement, to get any chances in the second half.
Stays in play. Paris splits the double team. Thought he was pulled back. And Kuzminski will take this. And it looks like a substitution readying again. It'll be Tommy Williamson coming on for Danny Rovira. And you can hear the new formation from Bob. It looks like a 4-4-2 now with that dual strike partnership now of Williamson and of Cicerone. And Williamson comes on. He scored the equalizing goal the first time these two teams met down in Charleston in early July. So he has experience scoring against this Battery side. Looks like Burke Failing also preparing to come on. Trying to get this in behind for Cicerone. Kuzminski there to meet it.
He said I couldn't. I didn't have it right here.
Forbes. Velarde. Cross in. Oh, it almost came all the way through for Dixon. Dixon was tripped. This will be a free kick for the Riverhounds. But first a substitution. It will be Burke Failing on Eric McHugh. The Swede comes out. McHugh taking his time on the way out.
A little bit of professionalism here, but it's a good opportunity here for the Riverhounds. We've seen the quality that Forbes has to put a ball in a dangerous area, so look for him to put it in around that penalty spot to kind of confuse Kaminsky, find him in no man's land. So look for this good opportunity from the Riverhound squad.
Here's the set piece, put into a good area. Kilwine sends it back in, and it's headed away as far as Griffin. And now maybe some of that pressure we saw from Charleston, and we see that same strategy deployed by the Riverhounds trying to find an equalizer tonight. And Miami and Loudoun have not kicked off yet tonight, but as things stand right now, Pittsburgh 6 points clear of Miami, but Miami with 2 games in hand. So those two could be made up with 2 wins if they're able to get them. It's out wide for Dixon. Put into a good area again. Kuzminski saves it. What a big moment for Joe Kuzminski to preserve the lead for Charleston. And playing chase, Wheat back for Vitiello.
What a save that is from Kuzminski. You want your keeper to be big time, to stand up when needed or called upon. There's not much better he can do there. Tremendous.
Wheat under some pressure from Zaracostas. Calmly heads it back for Vitiello. Played through for Williamson. Gets this into the middle! What a goal by Alex Dixon! It's level at 3! What a big goal for the Riverhounds!
Tremendous. First of all, to have this run from Williamson, to pop it over his head, to Dixon, to finish it off, and to put that in the top corner. I don't think you could write it any better again. We'll take another look at it here. To have the awareness, to pop that over his head, but then it's all about this finish from Alex Dixon. To hit that one time while getting contact, to put it in the top corner, to beat Kuzminski. What a goal this is from the Riverhounds. Tremendous. That is world class.
Well, this game is something along the riverfront here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh goes up 2-0. Charleston comes all the way back to take a 3-2 lead. And now the Riverhounds back level at 3. Incredible.
And he's been so good tonight, making runs in behind, getting involved, being confident. And he deserves that goal. He is a tremendous talent and such a big part for this Riverhound squad because he does things like that time and time again. Take about Alex Dixon. What a goal.
You can see the two subs. It'll be Russell Cicerone along with Preston Kilwine to come off. Tom Judge and Ezra Armstrong are on to try to preserve this result.
And I don't know what Coach Anhauser and Coach Lilly told their teams in the locker room, but it for sure has worked. These two teams are flying out of the locker room, and it's been a tremendous 44+ minutes of football so far, and I don't think we're done yet. I think there's another bit of magic in this match.
I think you are right. So Angelo Kelly has to come off for just a moment. The trainer came on after the goal was scored. So Kelly comes off for just a moment, but he quickly is back onto the field. And Charleston did all that hard work to come back and take the lead, and still not done yet. Williamson has it poked away. Now if you're Charleston, you at least got to get out of here with a point. And it's 4 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Judge. Now Peters. Dixon was making the run, and Armstrong couldn't get it through.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome behind me. I'm like, wow.
Trying to weave through is Perez. Now he lays it off. And over everybody's head and out of play.
And you can tell the confidence is back for this Riverhound squad. Perez having a joy on that right side. Nifty feet to elude a couple challenges. But you can just tell their step is back. They're more energetic. They want to get into the attack.
3 minutes to go in the minimum of 4 minutes. This will go back to Pittsburgh. Armstrong, Velarde, dispossessed by Leland Archer. The momentum swings in this game, truly tremendous. It's not every day you get multiple lead changes in a match as well. Here comes Perez again, skirting in field and bouncing into the arms of Kuzminski.
And the quality of goals have been incredible tonight. Repetto's second goal, Alex Dixon's banger. It's been a joy to watch so far, and I don't think we're done yet.
Velarde ahead for Dixon. Alex Dixon wide! That was the moment for Pittsburgh and inches away.
And it's a great run from Dixon to see the space, but then the vision from Velarde to slip him in. And it's just 2 inches wide. He's just so unlucky not to find that back corner, and it's a huge sigh of relief for Kuzminski and the Charleston battery, but that man has come alive in the last couple minutes. He's been so active, and he's so dangerous.
A lot of these chances have come for Pittsburgh. Might there be one for Charleston? And yes, a set piece. They've scored on 2 set pieces tonight, and this a great opportunity right at the last.
Time and time again. I've said it again once, I'll say it again. When you have a player like Crawford who can put a ball in a dangerous area, you do not want to give this battery side any chance of life to steal a late winner. So look for Crawford to put the ball in a dangerous area and put Vitiello in a really tremendous, hard decision.
Crawford as it headed away on the volley. It's out of play, and Vitiello will look to go quick. And we get a little bit more than the minimum of 4. Williamson pulled down and then had his jersey grabbed. Ball kicked away. A yellow card. And now emotions running high, and a yellow card now given to Williamson. And Repetto needs to be careful. So a yellow card to Archer. They try to go quick. The referee does not allow that. So this has got to be the last chance.
And you can see what Williamson is trying to do. A little cheeky back heel to find the run. But again, Archer needs to put that challenge in.
King Kenny, Kennardo Forbes stands over this free kick. Curling in, the header down, and a huge defensive clearance. And now the counterattack, led by Angelo Kelly. Failing up there with them. Kelly sends this off to the other side. The shot is blocked down. And that is the final whistle, or not. Hold on. That is the final whistle. It's over. You just never knew when this one was going to end, how it was going to end. My goodness, what a 90 minutes.
What about that last play? The last-ditch defending from both squads to put their body on the line, to put that shift in, to make that extra run. Tremendous. This game had everything in it. And what a match. There was just so much talent on both squads to not have a match like this. And it was a tremendous game of football to witness.
And you can see almost the disappointment here from Charleston. They fought so hard to take that 3-2 advantage. Maybe they felt like it slipped away. Still, a result on the road against this tough Pittsburgh side. Impressive, to say the least. So we'll come back and try to make sense of this 90 minutes. It finishes in the Steel City. Pittsburgh 3, Charleston 3.
October is coming, and so is the push to the playoffs for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. With tickets starting at just $18, you can cheer on the Hounds as they battle for first place in the Atlantic Division and home field advantage in the playoffs. It starts at home on Sunday, October 10th at Highmark Stadium, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town for a 6 p.m. showdown. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, nestled in the Laurel Highlands of southwestern Pennsylvania, is now open to the public. Enjoy 18 holes of championship golf with a new island green and fully stocked pro shop. Our clubhouse features a large ballroom for weddings or private parties, 2 restaurants serving delicious food, a sports bar, 2 state-of-the-art golf simulators, and an outdoor patio with gas fire pit and picturesque view. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, now open to the public. Have you heard about the new Tailgate Zone at Highmark Stadium? The Tailgate Zone is located just outside of the Highmark Stadium West Gate for all remaining 2021 home matches starting 2 hours before kickoff. You can hang out pregame through halftime of Hounds home games and enjoy local brews and drinks, local food trucks, and music as part of the match day festivities. Visit riverhounds.com for more information or call 412-865-GOAL.
What a match of football here on this Saturday night from Pittsburgh. Riverhounds 3, Charleston Battery 3. Let's go back and look at those 90 minutes, and we have 6 goals to show you. I mean, it was about as down the middle as you could ever ask for, and what a match that was.
It was tremendous. The amount of attacking power we had in this match, there had to be goals, and there was goals. It's gonna hurt a little bit more for this Charleston Battery squad that was up late too with the goal in hand, and you know they wanted 3 points. They get a point, regroup, and go again next week to get another huge match. If you're the Riverhounds, this game is gonna bring you guys closer. You came back from 3-2 down. Tremendous.
Pittsburgh will be in action next against Miami. As for Charleston, doesn't get any easier. They'll welcome in the Rowdies next weekend. So that does it from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What a match this was. You could feel the intensity. The playoffs are nearly here, but don't ask these two teams. They might be here already. For our entire crew and broadcast partner Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Pittsburgh. It finishes Riverhounds 3, Charleston 3. Good night. It's level at 3.
Invited telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.